Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Science TV Prime News. My name is Ruth Wairimo, and our sign language interpreter is Wanjangede. Let us inform you what has been happening around the country. On to our first news. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has called upon the Law Society of Kenya to maintain an unwavering commitment to justice and good governance as the 2027 general elections approaches. During the groundbreaking ceremony for Wakili Towers in Nairobi, the CS highlighted the LSK vital role as a watchdog, emphasizing its responsibility to hold the government accountable. He urged legal professionals to be proactive in ensuring that the rule of law is strictly upheld across the nation.
There must be people who raise serious issues of governance. And when I see young lawyers, some my students, some even younger, raising serious human rights, democracy, governance issues, touching on the current administration, including my office. My office is always, most targeted by Law Society of Kenya, by Amnesty International, by all this. Please just know that I don't take any offense. I would have done exactly the same. It takes a balanced criticism of government for government to do better. And if you don't do so, there is no way we are going to improve.
I just want to commend RSK for remaining very ethical and maintaining very high standards of independence and non-compromise. Because we were looking at that plot which was allocated, and we were wondering whether we could go as a law society and build on an allocated plot.
We are where we are because of the people who are before us. When we take these offices, let us recognize the people who are before us. Let us bless them, pray for them, and let us recognize them in any way possible. As the Office of the Attorney General will soon be having our museum and our AG Towers, and we'll see how we will celebrate the people who are before us in the Office of the Attorney General.
The fighters for the promotion and protection of human rights and all people of goodwill, people of governance, rule of law, transparency, they are housed in that tall building called Wakili Towers.
Finally have a home for the Law Society of Kenya, where our members, being the premier bar in the region, can be proud to say that this is the home of rule of law, this is the room for integrity, this is the room for good governance, and an opportunity for members of the young bar to come and learn, grow.
It has always been the organization that has stood up for the citizens' rights against violations by all sorts of people, anybody, including citizen upon citizen. Over the years, the Law Society has grown, and with it, the need for facilities that will enable it perform better in its mandate.
Personally delighted that Faith has been able to actualize that vision, and today we have broken ground. And this is not just a physical building. It is, in a sense, a culmination of the history of the Law Society.
You know, at the moment we are ashamed of our building. It's condemned. If you go to Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, they have excellent office blocks, and here we don't have an office block. So we support the initiative, and in the next 2 years we will have an office block for lawyers here, prestigious one.
And moving on, the State Department for Youth Affairs is set to launch a massive empowerment initiative targeting 90,000 young Kenyans later this year. Principal Secretary for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, Fikirini Jacobs, confirmed that the application process is already underway, with the first of successful candidates to be notified within the next 2 weeks. The program, dubbed the National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement Nyota project, is backed by a substantial Kenya shillings 20 billion budget
trying to ensure that about 100 young people who will attain that certificate recognition of prior learning are able to access the international labor market in Canada and other European countries.
Lazima wale wako ofisi bawabu wapewe mshahara yao, bawabu walipo overtime, environment yao ya kazi iangaliwe.
Sekta ya bawabu tungependa sana kupata nyumba ndio watu wetu pia wajisikie kama Wakenya wengine wale.
Najaribu kuulizia nikampigia Masai, pikipiki yangu iko wapi? Akawa ashiki simu. Sasa wakati nikaona ashiki simu nikapigia ule ambaye ni tracker, ule ambaye ameniwekea tracker kwa pikipiki. Wakati nimpigia nikamwambia nimeona pikipiki yangu imepotea, hebu niangalie pale iko wapi. Jambo tu aliniangalia akaniambia hiyo pikipiki nimeangalia kwa Ruben, lakini juu niko jam ile Thika Road, wacha nichukue pikipiki na kuja mahali huko. Tumefuatilia pikipiki, tukamfuatilia tracker, ikatupeleka hadi Ruben, mahali inaitwa transformer.
Wangu hata wenye tunawaambianga tuchungie pikipiki, ukikuja kumuuliza anakujibu ina maana that ni kama pia kuna confidence utampeleka mahali.
Many constituencies have successfully embraced online platforms where bursary forms are applied for or downloaded, greatly improving efficiency and fairness. An electronic system would help promote equitable distribution, enhance transparency and accountability, and reduce opportunities for mismanagement of bursary funds.
We do not want the ministry to be reactive. We want you to be active. We want you to engage a good gear and make sure that every traffic offender, every driver that is driving an unroadworthy vehicle is apprehended and punished.
Na ndo tunataka kuwainua vijana wetu waende juu, wawe sio viongozi wa kesho, lakini waanze kuwa viongozi wa sasa, leo, kuendelea mbele. Mnajua kwamba katika siku zijazo kazi nyingi zitapotea. Watu wengi watapotea kwa sababu artificial intelligence sasa imeingia katika maendeleo na ujenzi wa kimataifa. Tusipojifunza mambo ya artificial intelligence na digital technology katika mwaka huu ambapo watu wanapambana, the fourth industrial revolution,
And on to our next news. 9 street children were among a group of street dwellers laid to rest in a mass grave at Langata Cemetery in Nairobi on January 29, 2026. The somber ceremony follows a disturbing trend where at least 15 deaths involving street families were reported in the capital over the span of just 1 month. The mass burial has sparked significant public outcry and safety concerns. Human rights advocates and street family representatives are now demanding answers as to what caused the sudden surge in fatalities within this vulnerable community.
Watu wengi wanakufa na sisi tunaangalia, hakuna hadi kusaidiwa, tunanini sasa lazima tujifaitie ndio tupate riziki yetu. Kazi mabosi, hatuna makazi, hakuna hapa hivi watu wako na makazi.
President anapeana nyota na anajenga housing. Sisi tunalala nje na pia sisi tuna nyota. Tukipatiwa empowerment na tupatiwe kitu to keep busy, hatutalala nje.
Kukua kwa street si kutaka. Ni situation imetufanya tukafika hapo tuko.
Today we are burying 15 bodies, and since it has been an ongoing calamity, we decided to take the mass graves because it is actually expensive for the medical bills in the hospitals, which are never waived. We also have to buy the space at Langata. In the year 2012, we had Emmanuel Kalisa Maida as the Minister for Local Government. He is the last person who wanted to rehabilitate these two street families, and I remember there was a 40-acre property at Ruai. So I'm asking the Nairobi City County to rehabilitate these street families because there is that allocation of 40 acres land.
Pattern of financial misappropriation, irregular staff appointments, and ethnic composition is reportedly obstructing the delivery of education services at technical teaching institutes, TTIs, across the country. These systemic failures, which include the irregular awarding of tenders, have created a funding crisis that directly hinders the academic progress of students. The severity of these administrative lapses was recently highlighted at the Thika Technical Training Institute, where Chief Principal Hannah Mburu was put to task over significant financial discrepancies. According to an audit for the period ending June 30th, 2025, the institute spent 9.8 million shillings on cafeteria venture that was intended to be rented out. And on to our next news. The government has officially commenced a major rural electrification program in Taita Taveta County with an ambitious goal of connect 1,000 households to the national grid. This initiative is centered on providing free last-mile electricity connections to eligible residents, effectively removing the financial barriers that often prevent rural families from accessing power. By targeting these specific households, the drive seeks to stimulate local economies and improve the overall quality of life across the region. Progress is already visible in the Taita Taveta constituency, where have successfully been powered up in this rollout represents a significant number.
Some 1.3 billion shillings has been pumped into this county of Taita Taveta in the last 1 year or so, and that will be able to connect about 15,000 or so households in the first analysis. This constituency alone has got about 500 million shillings. and that will collect about 5,000 or so households. And therefore, we must say that this is a game changer.
And Lotima B and C villages.
This is not just talking. This is actually action. And why do I say it's action? Money has been allocated through budget. Not just allocated. It has actually been disbursed to our agencies, REREC and Kenya Power. And therefore, as a ministry, we have got no doubt whatsoever in our minds that these projects will be implemented and completed within the scheduled timelines.
Wakati tulianza na hii serikali ya William Ruto, connectivity percentage ya Taveta ilikuwa around 30%. We have raised it to around 60% right now, and I know kupitia ushirikiano ule mimi nimekuwa na wewe na ule urafiki tuko nao na Mheshimiwa Rais, we are guaranteed that by the grace of God, by the time we are doing 2032, hakuna nyumba hapa Taveta itakuwa haina steam.
Correct. So we're happy to contribute, to make our small contribution as a ministry in that journey, that very important journey of transforming Kenya into a first world economy. So in that transformation, I'm happy to report that no part of the country will be left behind. And therefore, Taveta County.
Mimi ni mzaliwa wa hapa, nimezaa, nimekuwa mpaka na wajukuu. Sijawahi ona umeme. Huwa tunatumia tu chemli ama koroboi, ndio tulikuwa tunatumia sana sana, na kununua mafuta. Na siku una pesa ya kununua mafuta, hiyo siku watoto hawasomi, ni kule kupika tu haraka haraka.
Nishamuuliza mamangu, akamwambia mbona hatuna stima? Akaniambia tuliambiwa tutaikewa, lakini tusubiri hata sitafikiwa. Lakini nashukuru na nafurahia leo nimeona stima.
Thank you for staying tuned on Science TV Prime News. You have been with me, Ruth, Maasai language interpreter Wanjang'ethe. Have a good night and goodbye.